Hey friends, welcome back to my studio. I'm super excited you're here with me today. I'm going to paint a rooster. I have quite a few rooster videos on my channel if you like those. This guy is on unsplash.com. I'll link it in this video's description. I love that he's posing. I think he's walking. I'm going to use raw sienna because of the color of the rooster. And I think I want to put some purple, so I'm going to use Prism Violet. And then I'll let you know the other colors after we get started. Oh, this is a 16 by 20 inch canvas from Michaels. It's an 1.5 inches thick. And I did put some clear gesso on it to help it feel thicker, stiffer. Okay guys, let's jump in. Okay, let's set the table. I've got titanium white, cad yellow medium hue. These are all Liquitex. Raw sienna, Quinacridone magenta, Prism violet, and Mars black. Prism violet is a heavy body. The rest are all basics. Sorry, I just got distracted by something outside the window. I think a guy's chasing a dog in his socks. I've used brown before, I think, for shadows. I'm using purple, which I think will be great. I've used quinacridone and some black for shadows. I know I've done that. And then what I'll do is I'll take quite a bit of yellow, some quinacridone, mix a red, and glaze over it and see how it looks. Oh, when I transferred on the enlarged photo, I scribbled on the back with chalk pastel. And I wasn't thinking. I just used black, and then the black doesn't show up so well in the dark background. So I came back with a white charcoal pencil. It's a General's charcoal pencil. And I could see the black, so I just outlined it in white so I could see it better. I think that's about it. I think the color's gonna be fun. The colors are also in the background. I've got some purple back in there. I love that this rooster has a pose. Did I show it to, I think I showed it to you guys. Well, here's the face. Let's see if I can get it in there without any glare. So my phone is closer to my canvas than I am. My phone's maybe 8 inches from my canvas. And there's the photo. I'm pretty sure I showed you that in the intro. Okay guys, I just wanted to let you know I'm painting shapes and values. And I also drew on the shapes. Sometimes I'll even draw on the values just to help me get the structure right and everything. Okay guys, I'll be back in a bit. Hey friends, this was running through my mind, and what was running through my mind is the strategy I'm using on this painting, which I do on, you use some strategy on all your paintings. So the beak is the most yellow thing I have. This face and that red wattle and comb are going to draw a ton of attention. But this is more yellow than the feet. The feet are more, I mixed a color, a little bit of raw sienna with some yellow, just to make it a little bit more golden. And then I'd look at the reference photo for the shadows and where things are going. I mixed, I don't even see it anymore. I mixed kind of a purpley dark brown for the shadow. And I actually see that in the reference photo. And that shadow is underneath where some of the grasses are gonna go. I don't know where this toe goes. It's covered. I think this photo was photoshopped a little bit, which I get, but I also don't like that as a reference photo because I want to see what really is there. So I don't have that whole toe painted here. But there's actually, I don't know if it's going to look like it. There's purple, plus I'm going to get shadow, so I'm going to angle it. There's purple around the feet. Hopefully you can see it. If I turn it this way, oh, there we go. Turn a little more, it's a little brighter, but you don't quite get the reflection from I have a big window that takes up most of my studio on one side. It's really nice. I love that window. And so I put some purples. They're not as purple as up here, but that's okay. I'm saying, a little more purple here, down here, just to kind of unify the painting. There's a little light purple in there, same reason. This gray is making me nervous, excuse me, that I put in, but I think the rooster's gonna cover so much of it up, I think we'll be fine. I put white in, and I can still make some areas a little whiter, saying, okay, that's as white as I can go, because these white feathers aren't going to be white. So that's why I put in do you call it the vein in the feather? Because I think that's going to be important, and then there's white here, little bits of white there. I might change my mind, but that's sort of strategy, like I can't go any whiter than that, so that helps me when I paint color. I'm going to paint, I think these feathers, just a hint of purple in them, and then these get warmer. And then some of these shadows are going to have hints of purple in them. So I mixed a brown purple. So it has purple, black, and some raw sienna in it. And I think I'm going to use that over here. What else? There was something else, I think. Oh, I mixed raw sienna and quinacridone for kind of a reddish color. Reddish, rustier. This one's more orange. And I'm going to use that color here, even though in the reference photo, I could go more orange with it too. We'll see. In the reference photo, that wing, the color here on the wing, I was thinking more rust color, which will go a little bit more with the wattle. You could go either way. You could go more of a rust orange. If that makes sense. Okay, so I am thinking, I've got to get the feet in because I'm gonna have a few feathers that go over it. There's gonna be grasses that go over it. I need to get the shadows in. I don't have to get them all in, but just kind of see how it's looking. So I put some shadows in because grasses go over that. I did put this in, even though I need to paint this first because these feathers go over this area. But I put them in because then I could see my whites. It is good. You can totally work dark to light. It's a great strategy. But sometimes when I want to have limited white, I'll put it in so I know not to use too much of it. I hope those comments help. Oh, here, maybe you want a little tour. Boy, I like getting the face done, even though I might change the values, because I feel like that's one of the most important things. And I can still change it. Like I've already warmed this up a little bit since I painted it. This is the next day. I painted this yesterday. There's not a lot to the eye. Hopefully that's focusing. My phone is just to the left of my shoulder. Well, a little lower than that. But I love this rooster's attitude. He's posing. It's kind of like he's got, how like girls do a hair flip or people with long hair do a hair flip. He's kind of doing a wattle flip. I think that's really fun. So there's not much to the feathers yet. And then the feet could be done. They're not as important as the face to me. They could also use another layer of paint if I want to make them look richer. Okay, guys, hopefully those comments help. I super appreciate you tagging along with me. I'll be back in a bit. I wanted to pop in and let you know I'm going to start a live stream here. I'm going to work on this tomorrow during the live. I just said that like twice, two different ways. I'm going to work on these feathers because I think that might interest people, how to paint those big feathers. I keep kind of playing with it. You know, warmer here, I can see that in the reference photo, darker, cooler here. Kind of put in some darker marks again. I might paint them out. We'll just see where we go. But really, this leg could kind of be done. I could put a little more detail in it. But both of those could be done. Okay, guys, hop over to the live stream if you want. I'll link it in this video's description. And then I'll be back in a bit. That last time-lapse bit was the live. We worked on the feathers in real time, so you might like that if you didn't happen to catch it. We painted these feathers and these feathers and first layer. Actually, this, I was saying during the live, this could be done. And I did put a second layer on part of this. And then these layers in real time. I'm going to come back. Like I already added a second here. Let's paint with something or point with something a little longer. I added a second layer of white here already. But I think what I need to do, even though it's in the reference photo, this is bothering me a little bit. I think maybe lighten it up or else make the feathers a little longer. I kind of want to add more white here, but I really, maybe just a little bit right there. Even though white, I think, is the most opaque color in Liquitex. Titanium white. It can, if you're using it thin with a lot of medium or water, you might need a couple layers to get it to be white. Here, I'll give you a closer look. I don't think I gave you a closer look during the live. But that purple is just, it's a muted, it's Prism Violet. I'm pretty sure I muted it with, yeah, I muted it with a little bit of black or gray. Just to soften it. Isn't that fun? But I mean, definitely brush stroke direction helps you. And then these are longer, swipier ones. And then you can watch me build it up live, which is fun too. And then I'm thinking cool, or yeah, a little bit cooler over here, because my son, oh, I need to go grab my son. My son's coming from over here. And then warmer over here. And then as I mentioned during the live, I put, I don't know if you can see it because it's not going to look as yellow. I put some yellowish color here. And then I put some cooler, the purplish color there. But it also is affected by what's around it. And the layers I'm going to put over it. How many times have I said layers? Okay, guys. Always fun to hang out with you. I'll be back in a bit. Hey, I think the rooster's done. And then I think I'm pretty sure I've commented that the light was coming from over here, and it is. And it stops kind of here, even maybe here. Just depending. What's nice is light can bounce around a little bit, but it's also coming from the top a little bit just because to make him look more round, I have it lighter. And then I think in the reference photo, it does that too. Let me, yeah, it does it in the reference photo also. Oop, I'm going to tilt it so you don't get glare from the window. And then he's pretty dark. I could lighten him up right here. I'm going to leave it alone. Actually, what I should do is take a photo, make it black and white. I never remember to do that. And then see what I think. So I'm going to put in, oh, here, I want to show you this. I'm going to put in, he's not running like the last rooster I talked about, but I'm going to put in, like these are almost splashes. I'm going to put in some weeds or something. This is from my Fine Art America Troe.pixels.com, where you can get prints and t-shirts and all kinds of things. It was an easy place for me to pull it up. Here, can I? Oh, I can. I did it with a palette knife. I probably touched it up a little bit with a brush. So I don't know exactly if I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try and just go slow and see what I think. So I wanted to pop in and just, hopefully you can see some difference. I added some warm color, some like a little darker here against the center. I call it a center vein. Emily looked up during the live what that's called. And some spots, a spot, I don't know if they really show, a little darker, more brown in here and a little black, just to make him more solid. I lightened this up. I put a couple vertical lines and then lightened it up with some yellowish color. Darkened this up a little bit. This is a feather, but it's in the rooster, so I left it in there. I think that gets us up to speed. I wonder if you want a little tour, maybe. I don't know if you'll see the difference or not, so we'll just kind of be quick about it. I love that it goes from a purpley, even though I did put some warms, to warmer. You could paint it white, but part of what I'm thinking too is my whites are here, because this calls a lot of attention. This is my only yellow, bright yellow, so I'm keeping it more here. But you know, you don't really need to. This is a rooster portrait. I'm probably overthinking it. But more layers and just hinting at the feather shapes. I don't think the feet, oh, I did add a little highlight on the legs. A little bit lighter. Okay, guys, hopefully those comments help a bit. I'll be back. Hey friends, I'm calling it done. I really like the palette knife strokes. I used this one from Liquitex. And then I also used the little one, it's a number 20 from Blick Art Materials I used to mix on my palette. Oh, I've got paint on my hands. And I also used just a little bit of brush for a softer, fuzzier weed. I put in some up and down strokes, but it's drying down and you don't even really see it. And then I used, oh, I have freckles on my lap if you see her. I used, I also used it to soften this area out a little bit. I thought it was too busy. I want more of the interest this way. And I don't know if it matters. I really don't know if it matters. It just occurred to me. I put some pink into the feet. I think it's kind of fun to have like a kind of a square stroke with the palette knife, kind of scraping a little bit. That was with the brush, I think. Put a little light purple down in here. It was pretty much gray, a little bit of white, some of the yellow that I mixed. Let's see. Yeah, some of kind of a golden color I mixed. I think that's it. I think that's fun. If I didn't say it, these are weedier than splashier. Just because this guy, I need a title. This guy is posing. So there's a look at the palette knife marks. And I covered up this toe because I couldn't see it. So that's why I put some weedy looking grassy things there. I like the pink I added down here. It's just, I don't know, it's just fun to shift the colors. I saw a little pink in I think right here in the reference photo, and that's what reminded me. I think it's fun to paint dramatic lighting, and so when you get a photo with the darks and then the lights, I think that's really fun. I think we already did close-up of this, didn't we? Yeah. Well, let me know if you give this one a try. Let me know in the comments if there was something I mentioned that was helpful. I need to say that earlier on in the videos and maybe more often, because that'll help me learn as I'm doing these videos. So appreciate your support. It's just, you guys are so amazing. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Great big happy art hugs, and I hope to chat with you soon. Bye, guys.